Hey guys, I'm here Thursday after hours, and I'm reviewing. I was reviewing my security camera because I left a little surprise there. Uh, I won't preview it for you guys. It's an inside joke, but you might have heard it there. Whatever, just forget about it. Oh man, hi Paxton. This is my dinner. So tonight I'm going to be repairing my crawler here. I actually dropped it, and I'm going to repair the rod end. This is my first rod end I broke since I've had it in May. And then I got these cool brass link mounts from SSD. They're put a little weight in there, and then I got a front brass diff cover that I'm going to put on. And my goal is to eliminate the wheel weight that I have on here, and so I can get better wheel spin. But also I want to have disc brake hexes on both front and back, so I can get a couple extra scale points for the scale comps coming up this season. So yeah, so that's my goal for tonight. So when you installing, I'm not. So we got it in today. It's really cool, but I would want to have a second truck because I've put so much work into this thing to get it to crawl really well that I don't really want to screw it up. So if I were to get the independent front suspension, which looks really cool, I think I would get a trail walker kit and put it on that just as a second vehicle. But I'm kind of saving up for so Emerson and I can go on a couple trips this year. So I probably won't be doing that anytime soon. So the I don't know the pros and cons yet, but I would think that the independent front suspension instead of would let you almost have a little bit more travel. So instead of having that solid axle get up on something and then kind of take the truck with it, I think at least in the front it would help kind of not have it roll over as much. So it's definitely interesting, and it looks really good, especially with some bodies. Certain bodies like Toyota bodies, I think would look really good. So yeah, dude, 1,000. I got 1,010, I think, or 1,012, and it's going up. So finally got there. It took about a year and a couple months, but we're there. Thanks for noticing. Just go to his channel and look at all of his snowmobile videos. I honestly don't know why I wasn't doing this the whole time. I mean, it's such an easy way to connect and to kind of show what you're doing and stuff too. So I don't know. Kind of feel bad that I wasn't doing this sort of thing with YouTube earlier for our store, because I think we missed a lot of really cool opportunities. Like when we had the gnats and stuff like that, we could have really done some really neat stuff. But next time we have the gnats, I'll definitely be using this channel to show off our place and promote all that racing and stuff. Paxton new. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Should have. Um, Paxton, the new podcast should be out tomorrow. I think my sister usually edits it. She sends it to me to to listen to and make sure everything's good, and then she usually posts it Friday morning, unless she's busy doing other stuff. So um, for the two-wheel drive buggy, you could run a 13.5 in mod, but our stock class is 17.5. You could also run a 13.5 in Plex spec if you wanted to come out and just race Plex. There's no problems with that. There's no motor limit in Plex spec. We just want you to come out and race. But if you were to get into our spec buggy class on the dirt, it's 17.5. And then we have 2 more weeks of carpet this Saturday and then the 21st. So let's see. There is a dirt race tomorrow. So Family Friday Off-Road. This will be our second straight week of Family Friday Off-Road as we get into March. Doors open at 4. We start racing at 7. It's everything 10 scale electric. It's mostly beginners, Plex spec, but we've had e-buggy and a 2-wheel drive buggy class the last couple weeks, so it should be really good. So I think the podcast that's dropping this next one will be our interview with Luke from Omahawks. And then the next one after that will be just into regular show. So most of our regular shows cover any like general hobby news and our HobbyPlex race results and upcoming events, stuff like that. But I wanted to have a special hour just to talk about the Omahawks Flying Club. So I think that's the one that's going to come out tomorrow. And then soon after that will be our regular show. And then we're taping again on Monday. We're going to try to do it every week. We're going to ride it as long as we can. So we have our sponsor, Pivot Lending. I know some of you watching are too young to worry about owning your own home or refinancing your house or whatever. But those of you that are not, and if you're in the market for a new house or you want to maybe start to look at refinancing, I would definitely give them a shout. It's pivotlending.com. Eventually, we're going to have like a customer code, like a coupon code type thing, just like Ben Shapiro does. But right now, they haven't given it to me yet. So, but just yeah, I'm super excited about that. So as long as they're sponsoring the show, we'll be weekly. And this next one should be our Omahawks interview. So, geez. So normally, when you put this link on, I should have reamed it out and put some grease in there, but I was too busy talking, so I forgot. So let's just do it the right way. I'm not thinking straight. The store's been super busy this last couple weeks, and you get home and I'm kind of out of my mind almost. I'm just like happy to be home. So. Can't find my reamer. Hang on a second. So let's see. How much does it cost for a transmitter for the races if you want to buy your own? Like a transponder? You mean a transponder? I think you mean a transponder. Transponders, if that's what you're asking, are $100. They're $99.99. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, I remember we were trying to figure out which one we should get. So, I mean, most people who get either one are pretty happy. So that's good to hear. It's better than the opposite of getting yelled at, which doesn't happen often, but it can. So you're welcome. Okay, so so now that I put grease in there, the link is a little bit easier to figure out. So it's going on a lot easier. So Tony just said wife wasn't too thrilled, but my experience so far, they kind of get over it. At least mine does, even though she doesn't admit it. But at this point, she's kind of used to it. So for all of you guys that aren't into racing, but want to be able to use our track and stuff, this summer we're going to have special basher Saturdays. So like we're going to get out the what do we call that, the sumo table, and that, because that was a lot of fun when we did it last time. One Saturday a month we're going to have just a special like free day, and we're going to get out the basher table. We have this new event. It's kind of like musical chairs, where we're going to have these boxes lined out, and you're going to want to get into the box before everybody else does. We hope it works, but we always have these huge boxes from like Traxxas and stuff for their vehicles that we can use. And I think we're going to bring back the long jump, or not the long jump, the high jump. The high jump was a lot of fun. We've got all the stuff for that. So keep your eye out. I just need to make a flyer. That just means I need to have a little bit of time to do so. But keep your eye out for that at the store, because I'm looking forward to that. It'll be free, and we may or may not have some giveaways when the time comes. So okay, so the rear end is fixed. Like I said, I dropped this thing right outside the counter, and it landed kind of awkward, and I broke a link. I've seen online where one of the things that you see on the enduro Facebook groups and stuff is that, there are some complaints about the links. I've personally never broken one until I dropped that, and then I did break it. So now I just have a bunch of links. So if I do break it again, at least I have parts. So do you have an X-Max? I personally do not have an X-Max. That's a lot of money to drop on one car, and it was kind of like how airplanes were for me until I actually got an airplane. I would look at the price of an airplane, and I'd start adding up all the pairs of tires and rims and travel expenses and stuff like that I would lose if I had purchased it. And the X-Max is kind of the same way. I would want one. I'd also want a Creighton 8S, but I add up $900, and I'm like, oof. Like, my son wants to go to a mountain bike park, either in Colorado, or we were thinking about going to Bentonville, Arkansas, and that would pretty much erase any possibility of doing that this summer. So unfortunately, I'll stick with what I have for now. The next new car that I'm personally going to have will be a B6.2 for racing on dirt this summer. So, and we'll probably be building that soon, I hope. Do you ever have races that you can win money? No, we don't. And the reason for that is it kind of turns it from a fun event to a not fun event. Usually, people get a lot more pissed off when money's up for grabs. So we don't really do that. You can win store credit for first, second, third, and A mains at our events. But other than that, no, not really. So this is my team associated enduro. I put a lot of different stuff on it tonight. I'm fixing it. I just got done fixing it, and then I'm going to put this brass SSD diff cover on the front, and I'm going to put these brass link mounts on the front as well to try and get my weight in a little bit different spot. And I'm going to try to get the weights out of the wheels because I'm going to try to score some more points coming up. So I was hoping I got a Vanquish body coming. and I was hoping it was here today, but it won't be here until tomorrow. So I don't get to show that until next week, maybe. So that being said, I got the rear end fixed now. You know what? While I have this apart, I should probably clean it a little bit. Yeah. I can't remember who makes. I think there's an actual company that makes that for these trucks. These now RPM used to make those brass balls, but I know that there's, or they weren't brass, but they were like that, the RPM plastic material. But I know somebody else makes them. I just can't think of who it is. It would be funny though. But I get kind of serious with my crawler, and I wouldn't want that much weight back here. I want all my weight up front so I can crawl up stuff. So I'm actually missing a hex screw. And I think they're 2 millimeters. So it's going to have to wait. All right, so I can put that away, put that away, put that away, put that away for now. And let's see. I was able to finally remember a couple weeks. I don't know if you guys that are watching a couple weeks ago, how I talked about how I wanted to Dremel some stuff, and then I realized that I had forgotten my cutting wheel and all that other stuff. Well, I finally got it done, so I'll show you guys what I did. One of these days, I'm going to get a better webcam. I'll use something else other than this, but if you guys can see that right there, I cut the chassis a little bit at an angle to try to get this rear bumper as far in underneath of what would be the truck bed as possible, without making it look too goofy. And I also needed to get it to the actual mounting screw there. So I was able to slice that, and I got this on, and it's really sturdy. And then I didn't want to lose my lights, and I didn't want to lose any bracing. So I did some major Dremel hackery on this plastic, what would be the brace and bumper. God, what do you call it? Bumper mount. And I don't know if you guys can see that now, but I was able to get it in there, and it's underneath. So now, haha, I still have my tail lights, kind of. They're not really tail lights, but you know what I mean. I actually think that turned out pretty good because it doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't look silly. So I was pretty happy with how that turned out. Yeah, so in this one I have actually went to 40 weight shock oil. I think stock was a little bit lighter, probably in the 30s. I actually played around when I first got this truck with I went all the way as high as 100, and that was a big bad idea. I couldn't basically, if you get up like this and you want that rear end to kind of settle back down, and the 100 weight, it just kind of stayed there, and it almost like bounced. But I thought that like 30 weight or the stock weight, I thought it was too light. Kind of made the truck kind of flop a little bit too much. So so I went to 40, and that seemed to be the happy medium. It was just a little bit thicker. So yeah. So pretty happy with that. I'm going to take this diff cover off now. And I think I'm going to have to, it goes from the back. So we're going to take our wheels off. Happy Thursday. I'm actually pretty stoked for tomorrow. We've had such a good run of Family Friday off-roads, man, that I'm just really excited to see what kind of turnout we get tomorrow. I got to go get cupcakes for everybody, as promised. So if we get over a certain amount of Plex speckers, I usually treat everybody the following week. So I'm gonna bring some cupcakes tomorrow. They'll probably just be those mini ones again, but they were really good. They were like bite-size cupcakes. You didn't even have to get your mouth all messed up with frosting. So awesome. Yeah, for the most part, everybody that's been coming on Fridays has had a positive attitude, and I think that's why what makes Fridays so good. As long as we have multiple heats of Plex spec, I could care less who else shows up. But the fact that we're getting a pretty good crowd for e-buggy, and we're getting a good crowd for 10 scale buggy, and we're having like a Traxxas open class, I think that's pretty awesome. So that's all just extra. That's just bonus time. And club racings aren't meant to be taken too seriously, and it seems to be that's the case for most everybody who's come. So I hope it continues. It feels like we're in a really good place at the Hobbytown HobbyPlex. It's something we've worked really hard to establish, and I think right now, man, we're in such a good place. Everybody seems to be in really happy, and I really enjoy it. So, and then Saturdays, we got 2 more weeks on the carpet, and then we're back to dirt. And then at some point we'll stop racing on Saturdays. We'll go to Friday only for the summer. And then we'll pick it back up again next year. And next year, I think I'm going to start carpet a little bit early. Do you guys sell channel stickers? No, not yet. I've been thinking about ways to maybe do like a super chat or something, and or like a membership, and I could supply a sticker sheet, and I was thinking like a cup or something, but that's down the road, man. All this stuff costs money, of course. But nope, not yet. It's a good idea though. Maybe one day, once we get there. Just make sure that you guys are subscribed, and tell your friends and stuff to check out the channel. Tell them to check on here for Thursdays, and then just listen to our podcast too, because we finally got a sponsor for that, and they're actually paying almost $300 a month for us to stay on the air, not stay on the air, but produce weekly podcasts instead of monthly. So make sure you get on there, because the more subscribers we have, the better. And the more hits we have, because we can track who's listened and all that other stuff, or how many have listened to it, and the higher the number, the better. Okay. Yeah, a good starter car for carpet would be either B62. They make a carpet version, or the Losi Elite, and then you would just have to get a few extra things to make the Elite ready for carpet. So the next rebuild will be next week. I'm coming in Monday night after we close, doing a bunch of dirt work. I'm going to be there all day on Tuesday to get it finished, and if necessary, I can finish it up Wednesday morning before I have to work on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So no wall ride. Sorry, that's way too hard, and actually costs quite a bit of money to build those. So, but it is the last round of the Techno Series, and I always try to make changes for each round, even if it's just one thing. Maybe I could show you guys. Give me a second. I'll show you guys. This is going to be put to the side for a second. I got out my trusty my trusty book. I got my book. Ooh, that's a good one. Where did that come from? I don't even recognize this one. So, let's see. I like our track setup right now. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a little tighter than I thought it was going to be for 8 scale. So we're going to open it up for this final round. And kind of show you guys what we got going on. So it kind of goes like this, and then it goes like that, and then it comes around that way, and then this is going to go like this, and like this. Oh no, it's going to go like this, sorry. Like this, and then like that. This is just a very light sketch of how it's going to be. My son's here because he wants to see too, since he's racing Truggy. So
you should put like humps right there, so we have to like go through that.
And then there's that jump, and I think I'm going to put something there. And then right here is going to be a kink, a berm, and a new triple, and a double. And there's the double right here already, like that. So, okay. Emerson's not doing TCS this year. We don't have a car. And I asked him, and he said that he's not really interested in on-road. So, whoa, kind of boring. I wouldn't go that far. I've been racing on-road every week. Watch what you're doing. Okay, so all right, so straightaway into this. This is what I changed last time, so that double's going to stay. You're going to turn, you're going to go double, big triple. This is going to be a berm, and then there's going to be a little kink into that big hump. Going to come down, and then these are those 5 doopy doops. And then you're going to haul up here. There's going to be a little jump, not really a jump, but just like another little one of these about right here. And then there's the roller. I'm probably going to make that bigger into a spline, and then it'll be double in the corner and then down the straightaway. That's what I have in mind for the final round of the Techno series. This, I got to do it in 1 day, 1.5 days or whatever. So what I'll probably end up doing is Monday night, I'll move all this dirt that's here and here into a big giant pile and till it up really good. And then I'll just start setting these doubles down. And then with whatever dirt I have left, I'll figure out what else to do. So, but yeah, that's going to be really good. And we'll probably ride this layout all the way through to the HobbyPlex Spring Champs. That's our big 10 scale off-road race. That I was hoping to have a flyer done by now, but our flyer guy got sick this week too. Everybody's getting sick, so it's April 24th through the 26th. So we'll probably have that layout up until the week prior, and then April is when we do our giant track build. We're going to tear up the whole thing and redo the whole thing. We're going to put in a back straightaway, and after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I do want to use a lot more of our elevation coming towards the driver's stand. So look forward to that. I think it's going to be really good. But we haven't had a back straightaway in a while, and it kind of sets us up for the year. The April race kind of sets the track up, the tone of the track for the entire year. So should be really good. All right, so let's see. We need to get our cover off of there. So my crawler tires are landmines, J-Concepts landmines, and they work really good. I'm probably going to get a new set soon in the green compound because actually these are pre-production tires, I believe, and they were blue compound, so they're actually a little bit harder than the green compound stuff that's out there. So I've already actually I've already put the hard gears in the front of this because I was starting to chirp them a little bit. So I've already taken this diff cover off once, and I was going to put the brass diff cover on when I put the machine gear in there, but I just kind of didn't have enough money, and I didn't want to spend it on that. So yeah, dude, landmines have been out of stock. I'm kind of bummed out. We checked on them today actually, and still out of stock everywhere. So hopefully soon. You never know with this China stuff going on. It may start to affect the stuff being in stock more than everything being made in China already is. So you'll have to wait and see. But the Plex is ready. We're prepared. We got a couple huge orders in today and coming in tomorrow and next week too, that we're trying to stay stocked up on. And I was hoping landmines would be in there, but they're not. They didn't make it. Still not in stock. But we actually have like 14 pairs on back order. So yeah, I do. I still have the 16 turn in this thing. That's been such a good motor that I have no reason to change it. I thought about putting like one of those Reedy 20 turns or something in there, but honestly, I haven't found a need for it. I mean, I get plenty of wheel speed, and the motor really doesn't get that hot, so I haven't found a reason to do that yet. So. Huh?
You took all my lights off.
I also changed the shocks. Look at them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, the back ones.
Yeah, Hyrax Predators, man. Those are really good tires, too. You can't go wrong with either one. I mean, I'm sponsored by J-Concepts, so I try not to, like, make people think that I'm just pushing J-Concept stuff when I'm at the store. So either one, you can't go wrong with J-Concepts or the Hyraxes. You know what I like about SSD? All their stuff comes with the crack bags, so it's easy to get it open and closed. And then you can keep them. I like little keeping little crack bags for screws and stuff like that. Not crack. But it is nice to have the bags around. Look, see, here's another one. See? Look at that.
Save them all for later.
Oh, never mind. I don't do that.
What? Just tell me.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of there's a lot of fanboys everywhere for every brand. It's weird around here, even though we're out of landmines, and they didn't sell it that well at first, and then all of a sudden, poof, they were gone one day. So I don't know. We were actually out of Predator compound Hyraxes there for a little while too, and we make sure to keep like 15 to 20 of those on hand pretty much at all time if we can help it, just in case they start to go out of stock again, that'd be a bad thing. So this thing's pretty cool. Look at that. And it's heavy. I wish I had a scale. I'd like weigh it.
Let me see.
My son wants to see it. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, that is heavy. Here you go.
So Stoghill just said the Hyraxes are king. We'll see. Yeah, it looks really nice, man. That's awesome.
Until it gets scratched up.
It's going to get scratched up, but whatever. Yeah, the SSC stuff's been great. We carry pretty much, we carry a lot of not just the brass stuff, but aluminum stuff for both the SCX10, the Traxxas TRX4, and the Enduro. And then their wheels are really good. That's what I have. I've got SSD Assassins on mine, so they work really good, and they're good looking too, and they're not crazy expensive. That's another reason why the Plex carries a lot of the stuff, because it's not overly expensive. Yeah, I'd like to see that. So Sticky's RC just said once he gets landmines, he'll do a versus video. I think that would probably go over really well. You'd probably get a lot of views. Am I going to put some grease in there? No. It'll just attract dirt. I don't want. There's already enough. There was already enough grease as it was. I don't like putting a lot of grease in all my stuff. I feel like it just asks for dirt to get in there. Now, if it was like a worm gear, like my old Losi comp crawler that was worm gear driven, absolutely, I would be putting all sorts of marine grease in there. But with these, I don't put a lot in there at all, even if at all. So. Yeah, you said West Coast, Sticky's RC. Where are you from? Because we've got some good stuff. A lot of our stuff is either man-made or it's like rock that was brought in to support a hill or something like that. There's a lot of limestone in our area, so all of our crawling videos, if they're not inside, they're out on our limestone course. Oh, okay. Yeah, Ventura, California. Yep, that makes sense. There's a lot of. I've been watching a lot of really good. Oh man, I can't remember who the YouTuber is, but there's a really good series of videos from some Sorka events on the West Coast that I watch routinely, and they're in a lot of really neat spots with a lot of natural rock. And there's this one dude that uses his winch, like he's just like super intelligent with his winch craft, and I've been watching it to try and get ideas on how I can be better, because I suck at using my winch. I have yet to get through a gate using my winch without touching it. Kind of bummed out on that. Going to K&K, I can't, because one of our summer series races had to be scheduled on the 6th, and I think that's when it is. So it just didn't line up. I wanted to really bad, but I'm still thinking about maybe going to the Midwest Axial Fest. I'm trying to get a couple things to send me, and it might happen, might not. I was trying to get maybe the owner to send me, but that didn't happen. I'm still thinking about going though, because it's so close. So. And then I saw the one in the Missouri one that they were going to have. I was looking forward to going to that. And yeah, June 4th and 7th. That's why I didn't match up, because our summer series round 2 is June 6th. It's on Saturday, so I can't go. But yeah, the KOM, the Missouri one, that landed on our summer series, our second to last summer series race. So now I can't go to that one. So kind of stinks. I was looking forward to it, but I got to make sure the show goes smoothly. Yeah, it's the 29th, right? That's when our summer series race is. It's kind of pissed because I wanted to go because it was so close and I really wanted to go. I'll just do our local events though. There's nothing wrong with that. We have a good local crowd. It's fun. Okay, so that was easy. Check that out. Look how pretty that is. That's awesome. Yeah, so the Hobbytown events, also, we're going to have once a month starting June. So it'll be June, July, August, and September. We're going to have some once a month crawling events at the Plex on Saturdays. I just have to go over that schedule posted on 402 RC Club on Facebook because I don't want to, obviously, I don't want to conflict. So I should have a flyer out for our Hobbytown events soon. There's so much stuff going on. The month of March is nuts. We've got our Techno Series finals, followed by our Carpet Off-Road Syndicate finals, followed by the TCS race, followed by the J Concepts spring oval race. So, and then 2 weeks after that is our spring champ. So it's like, so. I just heard something out there. It was weird. Oh man, that was good. Okay, let's do these brass shock things. I missed again. Suck at that. Yeah, that's one thing about the Plex is we always have something going on, and it's weird. I saw a thing on Facebook today that kind of caught me off guard. Some dude complaining about how we don't have practice time. I mean, we have practice time. It's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, no matter what, unless we're rebuilding the track, which only happens, once every couple months. But we're a racetrack. Like the HobbyPlex was built to have races, so we're also one of the few places that has more than one style of racing. Most tracks are just going to be off-road. They're not going to be off-road, dirt oval, carpet on-road, carpet off-road, rock crawling, 8 scale, 10 scale. We do almost everything, and the only time that we can do that is on the weekends, because that's when people actually have the time off to be able to go race. So I don't know, just drives me nuts. Yeah, I mean, of course you can run nitro. You can run nitro all day Monday, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday. You just can't run nitro like on Sunday. If we're having an on-road race inside, if somebody's out there running nitro, which you're not even supposed to be on the track, period, because it's kind of an etiquette thing. When we're having a Sunday night electric 10 scale race on the carpet, we got all these people coming from everywhere to run on a clean carpet track in a clean pit area with, without any like tinge of nitro in the air. So we can't have dirt being kind of shuffled in with people's feet, or all the dust that gets created from all the running that we do out there. I mean, spend a week at the Plex, get there on see what happens on Wednesday, and then come back on Tuesday before we clean the whole place again for that Wednesday for the on-road racing. And you can go like this, and there's dust. There's dust on my computer here from the last techno race. When I'm done with a techno race with my computer, which I'm using to do this live stream, it's caked on there. Well, that goes inside. It gets sucked inside, and it ends up going on the carpet, and then it gets on all the owner guys' chassis and cars and stuff. So we have to keep it clean, and that's just how it is. And it's frustrating to see people that don't understand that. You know, I don't know. Yeah, see, this guy agrees with me. It's good, but you know, um, I don't ever recall having a problem with anybody running nitro on our open track days. So I don't know, but it is frustrating sometimes. But you know, the other thing is that I've been doing this. I've been doing this for a really long time. I've been running races and running a track since 1999 at one of our indoor tracks here in Omaha. And one of the things I've definitely learned is you can't please everybody, but also there's just some people that are kind of just got to be mad at something or got to find fault in something, and you just have to just kind of understand that and honestly not worry about it that much. Otherwise, it'll drive you insane. So, rant over, right? Back to positivity. I'm going to put these cool brass shock holders on my truck. So our traction no night Sticky's RC, our traction no nitro at all. The spot is on park and RC land. They're banned. Well, yeah, I mean that's how it is in a lot of places for noise, especially. But you know, when the Plex was built, when the Plex indoor off-road track was built in 2011, I mean that was kind of at the very I wouldn't say peak, but at the very edge of when nitro was, you know, a big thing still. And, you know, I don't know. Yeah, so the last two races of Summer Series, 3 guys showed up with nitros. I know, and it's frustrating to me because I don't want to tell people not to run their stuff, right? That sucks. You know, if I came, I guess I'd be kind of ticked off, but when you have an electric event that's 10 scale only, not 10 scale only, but electric only, and then you have somebody out there practicing with nitro, it's not a good thing. People pay money. People come a long ways and they pay money to be on the track with cars that are appropriate for them to practice with. So, yeah, it's just kind of sad that sometimes stuff doesn't work out the way that I want it to, where everybody's just happy all the time. So there's the plastic one. I guess I should have looked at how that goes on there. Whoops. It's pretty simple. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Sticky's RC. Obviously, that's his channel, so go check it out. When you take a picture, do you post it on the Hobbytown website? Most of the time I do, not always. When you take a picture, do you post it on the Hobbytown website? Most of the time I do, not always. So we're going metal on metal. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of thread lock on this guy right here. Just a little bit though. So Jackson just said he's got a lot of pairs of AK tires, and a lot of them say typo. And then he puts, I think that means they're a prototype. That does not mean that they're prototype. That is the actual name of the tire. Because, funny story, AK a long time ago when they came out with that tire, called them, oh God, what did they call them? They called them a name that was already being used by Proline for a different tire. And then, and so they had to quickly change their mold to a new name. So they just called them typos. And that's our good indoor tire. So you actually have good tires there, Paxton, Jackson, whatever your name is. But they have different treads? Really? Interesting. I don't know. We'll have to talk to Will about that one. You know. I'll have to see because Will was an AK team driver, so he probably does have some tires that might have been a prototype. You never know. Interesting. Oh, Will texted me today. Since we got Jackson in the chat, Will Brinton. He's a buddy of mine. He's my guest host on the HobbyPlex Show podcast that you guys can find on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes. But he had mentioned how Jackson here was sad that I hadn't accepted his friend request yet, and if it meant anything. And of course, it doesn't mean anything. It's just that I'm freaking busy, man. If I get those, sometimes I just look at him and go, I'll worry about it later, and then I forget about him. So if you've ever friended me and I haven't accepted your friend request, don't take it personal. It's just I'm just freaking busy, and sometimes I forget stuff. So there you go. Or sometimes I just don't like you. I don't want you on my stuff. That's not usually the case, though. Ow. There we go. All right, so there's the last one, and a little dab of thread lock. Not much, though. I don't like using too much thread lock. And then goes, do my tires eventually rip? Not yet. I'll show you guys here in a minute. Well, actually, here. So I actually put, on purpose, some cuts in them so that they wouldn't get air in them and then stick. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I know that you're supposed to have vent holes in these too, but for me, it was just easier just to punch a couple holes in them and let them be that way. But the rest of the tires, actually, they've been holding up pretty darn well. So they're a little worn out. You can kind of see that some of the lines and stuff are kind of gone on them. But I've had these tires since August, I think. I was running, what's the ones that are illegal? They're, can't remember the name of them now. But they're a J Concepts tire that's actually illegal for Sorka. So I ended up taking them off because I didn't want to be that guy. But I can see why they're illegal because they climbed really well. What I noticed about the landmines right away was that I lost a little bit of climbing, but I gained a whole bunch of like precision side hill stuff. Whereas the other ones, are they ruptures? Is that what they are? I think they're ruptures. The other ones, they climbed awesome, but because they were kind of big, they kind of went back and forth. No, Scorpios are the other one. The Scorpios are the other tire that I don't think is legal anywhere because they don't really match anything. You know what though? Uh, Ruptures there. Yeah, Scorpios are the shiznit on the indoor course. They handle wood amazingly. Um, they're really good on the wood, which you could make a joke if you wanted to. Really good on the wood. These are gay. No, sorry, it was funny. It's funny to me. Hopefully that doesn't get me a strike or anything like that. Sorry. So my sister's been trying to get me to do um, uh, um, stand up on some open mic nights, and I don't know. I don't know if I could do it because none of my stuff would be clean. Like it'd be a completely dirty, hacky, inappropriate stuff. So I don't know. No, not really. I have a drone. It's a QX350. Still works great. I've never crashed it or anything, but I did lose all my stuff for the camera. So there's not really a whole point of flying it because it's not hard to fly and it's not aerobatic and it's not very fast. So I usually bring it out like July 4th and stuff to freak out my neighbors and make them think that I'm filming them because it's funny. But other than that, no, I don't have a drone. I can. I can fly a drone pretty good. I just don't. I don't know. I don't really have any interest. Plus, you got all this stuff going on now, and people have their minds made up about um, whether or not drones or whatever. I'm actually shocked that I haven't had one of my neighbors bother me while I'm flying my drone, just because of all the stuff I see on my neighborhood app around here. Actually, that's one of my goals. One of my goals is to fly my drone enough that I get like an angry neighborhood app uh, uh, forum message asking, what what the hell's going on with all these drones in the neighborhood and blah blah blah. I think that'd be super funny, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm actually quite surprised. So there was a neighborhood app complaint about a sheriff um, actually doing their job the other day, and it was a complaint about like how they were mad that the sheriff um, made sure that they made it to their house and gone inside before they left. Like they were like parked at the bottom of the hill, and then um, once these people got inside their house, then the sheriff left. And who knows if that's really what the sheriff was doing? Maybe he was like doing a report or something and just happened to leave at that time. But either way, somebody like went on neighborhood and there was like the sheriff was stalking me. I just read that and I was just like, oh, I don't think the sheriff's stalking you, ma'am, Karen, or Kyle. Could have been a Kyle. Can't be sexist. All right, so we almost have the brass pieces. You can see I got them there, and I got them there. Now I just have to put the links back in place, and then I think tomorrow when I get to the store, I'm gonna buy my 6mm offset hexes with the disc brakes front and back, so I can get those scale points, get those disc brake scale points. And I'm going to take these off. So these are my SSD brass weights on the wheel. I'm going to take those off. I already took all the weight out of the wheel itself when I got the brass knuckles. So I got the SSD, if you guys can see that, brass knuckles on there too. And when I weighed, we had a scale at work, so I weighed these and then I weighed the strip of weight I had, and they were pretty much identical. So I took the weights out of here and put these on. But I think what I'm going to do now, because I've got this weight here and that weight there and that weight there, is I think I'm going to take these off completely, so there's no extra weight on the wheel itself, so I can really get that spin when I need it. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's my Sendero. Yep, my super awesome Element RC Sendero. Still a brush motor. You guys can see. It's actually still the stock brushed motor from the RTR kit. It's really the only thing I have stock electronic-wise on here now. I went with the Hobby Wing 1080, which, I mean, honestly, for $41, you can't go wrong with. I've got the Savix 1210 waterproof servo, which is super awesome. I got the Reefs RC servo winch, the ProTech 3-cell, and then my my controller is my MT44. So that's the only thing that's stock from the RTR left on here. And you can see I got the Samix, whatever you call it, shock towers front and back. That way you can lean the shocks in. And the SSD knuckles. Now I got the SSD cover. I got the SSD shock links here. Actually have titanium bent links front and back, and they were actually made for the their Vanquish, and they were made for the Yeti and the Wraith. They were actually almost identical. Yeah, so it's good stuff. Whew. Oh yeah, you missed me talking about the bumper. So I'll show you guys again. It was on. I showed it earlier, but I'll show it again here. It's fine. So as you can see, I had to cut to get it the way I wanted it. I had to cut the chassis slightly at an angle, and then I was able to get the bumper in a little bit further so that the screw hole actually matched up, and it looks really good. That neat? So when I get my Vanquish body with the interior, now I'll have front and rear metal bumpers, so I'll score some points. I got my metal sliders, so I score some points. And then I'll work on getting headlights and a dude in the interior. I got to go to the Imaginarium downtown and find like some cool action figure. So I'm kind of getting excited about it. I think it's gonna be cool. Let's see. Do you recommend ceramic bearings for stock buggy? If so, what brand? No reason to. Just degrease your bearings, your stock bearings, and you'll be fine. Buying a whole bunch of ceramic bearings, I think, is a complete waste of time. Hope that answers your question. Just take the seal off, spray all that grease out of your bearings, and you're good. How long do plastic servos last on dirt tracks? Not very long. Most of the time, if somebody brings in their Slash or their Rustler and they go down to the track with their stock servo, that's usually one of the first things that breaks. And then we sell them a EcoPower 110T for $40, and then they never have to worry about it again. So not very long. I've seen them last a little while. In fact, actually, on my stock slash, when we used to have a stock slash class a couple years ago, I think I never broke mine, but I can drive pretty good, and I mean, not like tooting my own horn or anything, but the slash is fairly slow, and I don't think I ever broke mine. Now, when I went to make my slash bulletproof, obviously I put a metal geared servo in it, but I think I was still running the stock slash, so the stock servo. I mean, if you don't run into anything, if you don't run into stuff, then you'll be fine. That's the hard part. So yeah, metal geared servos you can get them now pretty cheap. There's some Amazon cheapies out there that you can buy, but I would recommend, and what I do recommend in our store, like I said, is the EcoPower 110. It's all metal geared servo. It's like 260 ounces of torque. It's not slow. It's like 0.14 speed, so it's not the slowest on the world. And it's only $40. It's $39.99. It's like probably the best budget servo I think we've ever had. Before that, we used to sell Futaba 3305s to everybody, but their torque rating was under it was like 140 or 130. So the EcoPower blows it out of the water. It's well worth it. And like I said, not very expensive. Plus, a Traxxas 2075 servo is $38.99. So for an extra $1, you get a metal geared servo that fits just fine and is waterproof and all that. So, anyways, sorry. The next big outdoor crawler event at the Plex is, if Sean is on here, I would have to find out if they're doing their next one at the Plex or if they're doing it somewhere else. I know they have an event coming up, but I honestly can't remember the date because I didn't memorize it. I need to print that schedule off anyways. But I know 402 Club's doing an event here pretty soon, and I think it's at our place. So oh yeah, that's right. It's in York. What's the other one called? I thought there was another one on there. Yeah, the York one. I think I wanted to go to, but it's on the date of our spring oval race. So I'm getting skunked out of that one again too. Thought there was another one. Oh well, it doesn't matter. The Hobbytown specific ones, like I said, there'll be one Saturday a month. That'll probably be the Saturday after our summer series races. So we're trying to fill in some Saturdays with not just racing, but like other things. So we're going to have summer series race, and then we got 2 weeks off. So we want to do like a crawler event, and then we want to have a free bash event on one of those Saturdays, and then we're having another kind of race. We're calling it the Pro 20 Challenge. It'll have 20-minute A mains for stock buggy, not stock buggy, for buggy, short course, and truck, stadium truck, and that'll be something different and new. We'll see how that goes over, but it'll just give us something to do on Saturdays while we're racing full time on Fridays. Anyways, I got to make the flyer for it. It's a lot easier if I got the flyer to show to everybody. But there will be once a month events, crawling events at the HobbyPlex. I think I'm just going to call them like the Get Together series or something like that. I am trying to get Axial to maybe send us some door prizes and stuff for that one. It won't be a thing where you have to be to all the events. It's just going to be a monthly deal. So keep your ears and eyes open for that one. Should be really good. Okay, so we got all that extra weight on there now, and you can really feel it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty rad. So for now, I'll put these wheels back on again with those brass weights here. But I think eventually I'm gonna take these off and replace them with the disc brake looking thingies, and should be really good. Where's my hex? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think and just since kind of in a dead spot here, but I think one of the reasons why the HobbyPlex has been so busy lately, and plans on staying that way, is we kind of diversify what we do. We're not just a hardcore racing facility. We have our crawling courses indoor and outdoor. We had a lot of fun with our Armageddon bash event last year, so we're going to kind of emulate that throughout the season coming up. We have our hardcore events, of course, but we're not just about that. Unfortunately, there's drag racing going on. Unfortunately, we don't have a parking lot for that. Our parking lot's pretty beat up, but even like the street outside and stuff is not good at all. So unfortunately, we don't have anywhere to do that. But we do sell all that stuff and really have fun seeing people build up their drag cars and stuff. So that's pretty cool. We do indoor drone flying with Tiny Whoops every other Thursday, and we are a place that can do more than one style of RC car racing: off-road, on-road, 8 scale, 10 scale, micros, minis. So, I think you gotta be able to do that. Otherwise, it just, with the way the industry sits right now, with margins being crap, and the competition to keep with online and all the pricing and stuff, in order for us to maintain that and keep our pricing as the same as online, and keep all that stuff in stock, the events are really, really, really important. And that's why we work so hard to have all those events all the time, and to try to keep it fun for everybody too. So there you go. She's all set. And I'm looking forward to seeing if I can tell a difference. Yeah, that's right. We've got drifting too. The drifter guys have figured out a nice spot to put their drifting course. They taped it out. They actually made it bigger recently. And I know on Thursday nights, except they didn't come in tonight. They actually came in Tuesday. So I started thinking about calling Tuesdays something like Scalar Tuesday or something, because Tuesday is our weekly crawling night. We usually get anywhere from 5 to 10 guys to come out and do just a really quick crawling competition, and that's been a lot of fun on the indoor. Now that it's starting to get nice out, we'll go right back outside, and I've got some pretty neat things in mind to build onto our outdoor crawling course, that once I get some time this spring, hopefully I'll hammer out, and we'll keep doing that. But also the drifting guys have been coming out on Tuesdays, so we'll see if that continues in the summertime. Once the weather starts to get nicer, of course, there's more stuff to do outside. So that's why we reduce our race nights off-road wise from 2 to 1. We only race on Fridays in the summer. We always race Wednesday nights for on-road. We don't see very many dirt oval events anymore in the summer on Sundays, so we actually have some Sundays turn into open track when we switch to our summer schedule here shortly. Basically, we got to get through March and April, and then summer schedule just like that. And there's a lot more weekends that'll be open for practice. So, whew, I don't know. Torque twist. Yeah, dude. Not really. I mean, there's a little bit, but on this truck, I really haven't noticed a whole lot. On my SCX10 2 that the store has. I noticed a little bit. You could try. You could try thicker weight shock oil in, is it the back, and seeing if that helps. You don't want to go too thick though, because then it doesn't work very good. So, there you go. Oh yeah. So, exactly. Forgot about that. See here, just like Sean said, I moved my, I put these spacers in my shocks to move them out a little bit further, and I remember on the old Losi Comp Crawler that that was a trick too. Instead of they had this like spot where the shocks were supposed to go. Everybody would take these longer screws and move them to the outside, and that kind of got rid of that too. So good call. That's why that dude, Sean Stoghill, is the crawling pro in the area, and I am not. I just drive it and buy stuff and add it and change it. So, the technical stuff, I'm terrible at it. Terrible. So, plastic parts. I got extra screws, so that's good. And my project for the night is actually done. So, fun, exciting. Looking forward to getting out there and trying it. Now that it's nice out. Been waiting. I hate winter. Winter's just awful. I hate being cold. But my wife doesn't want to move, so I'm stuck here. Oh, I got my super slash kind of stripped down a little bit, and I've been trying to decide if I'm gonna make a drag car out of this, or if I'm just gonna put this on eBay. The problem with the drag car thing is I would never have any time to go run it at any of the events because they're always on Sundays, I think, and I always work Sundays, so there's no real point. But I don't know. I don't quite want to get rid of it either because it's got so much cool stuff on it. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I got to stew about it for a while. Hello, Rebel Scum 95. Everything's going. Pretty sure Rebel's got the is Jesse with the Mojave, right? Where's the cash days at? Is that at the 5-star place? Maybe. Oh, Ralston Arena? I could do that. Maybe. I don't know. The problem is that I have a rather large PayPal credit bill right now, and my wife doesn't know about it. So hopefully she's not watching the live stream ever. And I got to get that thing paid down before she finds out about it. So I'm kind of finding things around my shop here to put on eBay and sell. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. It'd just be another project that I don't get done though. That's the problem. Like I'd probably get it done, but it'd be like next year, the way things go. So next week, we may or may not have a HobbyPlex After Hours. It all depends on how much of the track I get done. So if if I'm able to get a majority of the Techno Series layout change done on Monday and Tuesday, then we'll definitely be out there. But if I still got work to do, I don't know. I'll have to post on whether or not I'll be there or not. I'll be in here. If I do, probably will, because even if I don't get it all the way done, I still got Friday until 4 o'clock. So the way the schedule works out usually is we don't actually practice for the Techno Series until 4 o'clock on Fridays. So I kind of do that on purpose so that people can get off of work and have and still have ample time to practice, but also it allows me to get some more track work done. I know I'll have some final banners to put up, like Proline, HRP, AKA, LOSI, of course Techno. They all have door prizes for the Techno Series finals next weekend, so we'll have to get their banners up for the finals and just try to make the place look not so dumpy. That back wall is just, it's a bane of my existence right now because it's so beat up, and it's kind of like the wood is really wet, so it's kind of falling apart. So one of my major goals this spring is to tear that entire back wall at the track down altogether and fill in dirt all the way to the concrete, and then rebuild the wall on top of that so it's a little bit sturdier, and also we won't have as much trashy looking wood. We'll replace a lot of the panels with nice wood again, and paint it so that it looks more professional, so it looks like it's supposed to. So that's coming up here in about a month and a half. Is it month? About a month and a half. So yeah, the teardown will just be, I'm gonna have to dig it out a little bit with the John Deere tractor, and then really kind of pull it back. So turn this so my back's not killing me. For this last 10 minutes, we're gonna be on for another 8 minutes. I'm doing an hour and a half tonight, so then I got to go to bed, and I got to get up tomorrow and get to the store and start putting the carpet off road track together for Saturday. So yeah, controlled burn. I don't know how to do that. I'm not like very good at that. We could do like a HobbyPlex bonfire night where we just make this big bonfire in the parking lot, and then everybody comes and kind of hangs out and like jumps their RC car over it or something like that, like a ring of fire. I could see that. That'd be fun. We could do that. I'm surprised my cat hasn't gotten up here yet tonight. Look at her. She just heard me talk about her, and she's like, "What? You talked about me? What's going on? Seriously." My owner just said cat, and I looked up. I know, right? It sounds cool now. Now that we're talking about it, we're like, that's a really good idea, Alex. We should totally do that. It'd have to rain a lot, though, don't you think? Because like there were fires and stuff all over the place today because it's so dry out. Trying to decide what motor to stuff in the Mojave. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the problem we're running into right now is Castle's out of just about everything. Castle Creations. Hobby Wing is kind of hit or miss, and everybody else is just like stock. So I don't know. Ooh, the Creighton 8S motor, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, the 1650. We used that, I believe, in the Limitless when we had ours. Yeah. This fall when we did the Armageddon, I believe the 1650 was what was in the Limitless. I didn't put it together. Tim did, the other manager. So I'm not really sure. but I'm fairly sure that that's what that was. We go fast. Get the right battery setup too. So my cat likes to get up on my other workbench over here and like steal stuff off of it and then go running off with it like it's a mouse or something. She'll have it in her mouth and then she'll like play with it. So I'm constantly finding stuff out there, and I got to like bring it back in and set it back on my table. You know, hey, up. Nope. She wouldn't let me pick her up. So whatever. Hey, you guys want to see something cool before I go? Hey, there's 4 minutes left. So my sister used to live in Orlando, Florida, and she was down there for a Comic-Con, and she got me Wolverine #1 with Chris Claremont's signature on it. And out of the blue, she's like, "Hey, we got a present for you." And then they brought this to me because I used to be a huge X-Men fan before the movies, but I still have all my comic books here. They're actually in those boxes up there. Most of them are in plastic or whatever. But so out of the blue, she just gave me that. Isn't that neat? I think that's cool. Nerd gifts. Yep, nerd gifts. Totally. Absolutely. So, okay. I'm actually really tired tonight. We've had a long couple days. So I don't know if you guys are aware. There's 14 of you online right now, but Kip, our airplane guy, had the flu this week, so he's actually not been working Tuesday, Wednesday, and now today. So it was just me and Cameron and Jeff for a majority of yesterday, and we were crazy busy. And then today it was me and Tim and Cameron for majority of today before Trevor showed up. And then Tuesday I actually worked because Kip called in. So I'm kind of spent. Jackson says, before I go, all right, hurry up. You got 2 minutes. What is it? Oh, by the way, I did some soldering on Sunday, and I left my soldering iron on for 3 days, 4 days. Don't do that, because now that soldering iron is no bueno, and could have burned my house down. So don't do what I do. B74 or get the T6. Can't decide which one. Kind of want to get a 4-wheel drive. Tough call. But if you were to race at the Plex with a 13.5 4-wheel drive class, you'll always have somebody to race with. The T6 one in the summertime, it might be kind of hit or miss. So if you had to choose between the two and price wasn't and it didn't matter, I'd say get the B74 over the T6 one, just because you'll always have somebody to race with in 13.5 4-wheel drive. So yeah, the SCT 410 is pretty awesome, but we just don't have a big Pro 4 class anymore, except for the Techno Series coming up this weekend. So we'll see. Yeah, Techno's awesome. Yeah, but see, I would say the EB4 10.2 as well, except that I think Jackson's kind of an associated fanboy, so I think he wants to stay in that lane. So got to get them what they want. That's it. It's been an hour and a half, and really appreciate you guys coming. I'm actually glad that I was actually able to finish what I was working on. That hardly ever happens when we're doing this show. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week, if not beforehand, at the store. So make sure you subscribe, like, tell your friends, and check out our podcast, The HobbyPlex Show. Search for it on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, anywhere where you get your podcast. So thanks a lot.